back to my channel. I am back to do another Halloween manicure. I'm trying changing the camera angle, but I can't see as well whether or not my hands are in the frame or not. Hopefully they are. I guess it was way too close. I know it was kind of close, but I might have to get a different stand for the phone because it's kind of hard to put far away, but we'll see if this, you guys also let me know if this camera angle is a little bit better, if it's far enough away or if it's still too close. Okay, so we're gonna do another Halloween mani today. I have an inspo picture for the mani that I'm gonna do today. It's not the greatest picture because it was a screenshot from a YouTube video. So it's a video of one of my favorite ASMR people on YouTube. So here, let me get it over here so you guys can see it. So the inspiration is actually, she uses the like glue-on kiss nails, but I really like the way this manicure looked. I think it's kind of a little bit more sophisticated Halloween versus like kitschy or cute Halloween. So I really liked it. So she's got kind of like the black nails, and then she's got the one nail with bats, and it's like a lighter tan color, and then the nail with a black French tip. Again, I know it's hard to see because I had to take a screenshot of a moving video, so it was kind of hard to get a good clean shot. But this is kind of what I'm going for. Of course, I'm going to change it up a bit and do my own thing with it. But that's the kind of jumping off point for what I'm going to do tonight. So I'm going to try again to use some open strips, because I just want to use some of them up that I have open already. So in the inspo picture, it's a shiny black, but it's a flat black, no sparkles. I'm going to be using the Starfall French tips from the DIY kit for the black. And then I could have sworn I had some Havana Honey open, but I cannot find it. So I'm going to be using Giza Sands for the neutral colored nail, because I have it open. I have some Havana Honey in the new sets, but I don't want to open them up yet. So I'm just going to go with what I've got. Dang it, we lost our background music. I think my tablet just died on me. So I'm going to use Giza Sands as the neutral, and then I have these decals that I got on Amazon. I was super excited, couldn't wait for them to come so I could do this. So it's got a bunch of different bats in them. They're a bit bigger than what I wanted to kind of match up with what's in the inspo pic, but it's just an inspo. I can do whatever I want. So I've got some bats in there that I'll use. And then I may, on the thumb, put one of these like colored spooky faces, because the thumb's going to be black. So I can't use one of the black decals over that. So I might use one of these, like the red here, I think I kind of like. Or I might do one of the sugar skulls. I love sugar skulls, and they do have quite a bit of color in them, so I think they'll stand out over the black strip. So we'll see once I get to the thumbs what I want to do. I'm kind of winging it again. So that's the idea I'm starting off with, and we're just going to kind of play with it and see where we end up. So let's start with the Giza Sands, get that on. I have, again, on my nails already, just like I've been doing the last couple sets. I've got the peel off base coat on there, and then my Orly bonder. So I have that on there already. I will tell you, from the last set, the one that I did with the DIY set, where I colored my pumpkins with my Sharpie marker, I got most of it off, but there are still some remnants you can see. I don't know. Let me see if it'll focus. But I've got orange. It transferred totally to my nails, and it would not come off with alcohol, nail polish remover. Nothing was taking that orange off my nails. I had to just buff it off with a buffer. So if you're going to do a strip and color it in with a Sharpie, I would suggest probably putting Clear as Day down first. And then whatever strip you're going to put the overlay, or you know, your colored strip and then the overlay, to make sure there's a good amount of protection between your nail and the marker on the back of the strip. Because I had, like I said, I put down the 2 layers. I had the peel off and the Orlay bonder, and that wasn't enough barrier between my nails to keep them from getting dyed with the Sharpie. So if you try that out, learn from my mistakes. All right, so let's get out these guys. So what I'm gonna do, because it's hard to see in the picture that I showed you guys, but when I was watching the video, her neutral colored nail, the tan or neutral, because black is a neutral too, so I guess it's all neutral, but the tan colored nails were flat finish. So I'm going to put those down. I'm going to put my matte top coat over them, and then we'll do our bats or whatever else is going to go over them. So I'm also going to do these 2 fingers. So I'm going to do my ring finger. I haven't decided yet if the ring finger is going to have the black V-tip or the bats, and then my middle finger. So these 2 fingers are going to have the Giza sands. The other ones are going to be the Starfall full fingers. So I need a middle finger strip, which I think this one is good. And then a ring finger strip out of here. There we go. I seal those back up. Yeah, I just happened to turn on that video the other night, and I was like, oh, I like that manicure. So I decided it had to be done. But of course, we got to do it Heather's way. So we're going to have some sparkle, not just plain. So I figured Starfall almost passes for a plain black, because the sparkle is so tiny and kind of a little muted. So it'll work. And it doesn't have to be exact. Just because you're using something as an inspo doesn't mean it has to be, your manicure has to match it exactly. It's just something to kind of start off with and see where it goes. So, all right, let's get these on. So I'm going to use, where is it? Nope, that's not it. There it is. I have some OPI matte top coat, so I'm going to put that down over these to make them a matte strip versus a glossy strip before I put down the other stuff. So the bats will be glossy over top of the matte strip, and then so will the V-tip. So I think it'll look pretty cute. I'm not usually a matte girl. I don't like a matte strip. I tend to like it more glossy, but I think with this one, it's gonna work. Am I in frame still? Okay. I really can't see because I moved the camera up higher, so I can't see whether or not I'm in or not. So hopefully I stay in for most of it for y'all, but we'll see what happens. All right. I love Giza Sands. I also love Havana Honey, though, too. But I am a big fan of neutral like this, where it's like almost skin tone neutral. I really like that. But I know that's not everybody's favorite thing. You know, like if you're going to do your nails, you want it to look different, right? Not like it matches your skin, but I like it. I think it's cute. So Giza Sands and Havana Honey are 2 of my favorite sets because they go fairly well with my skin tone. Usually, you can see I'm a little pale right now, but in the summertime, the Giza Sands will kind of match my skin tone a little better, and right now, Havana Honey would be a better choice, but I'm not opening a new set for 2 strips right now. especially when I'm going to probably only leave this on for 2 days. So we're going to go with what we have open. And these are still pretty pliable, even though I know I've opened and resealed this set probably twice already. So this would be my third use, because I tend to use this a lot, like just as an accent rather than the whole thing. I think I did one full manicure with it, and then I've used it a couple times for accents. So I've opened it and resealed it a few times, and the strips are still pretty, they're not as good as like a brand new out of the package ones, but they're not dried out either. So it is like, let's see, what time is it? I think it's like 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. I wasn't going to do my nails tonight, but then I started picking. You know, I'm a picker. So I started picking off the with the peel off base, and I just decided I was going to do my nails tonight, because tomorrow morning I've got to take the puppers to the vet. He's going to get some vaccines. And then I was going to stop by my office later. So I've got stuff to do tomorrow. Probably wouldn't get around to doing my nails. So I decided, rather than going to sleep, I was going to sit here and do my nails and record. So you're welcome. Surprisingly enough, after a 12-hour day, I'm not super tired yet. So I just felt like doing my nails. I always feel like doing my nails, though. I could pretty much do them every day, probably. Because I always want to play around with new stuff and try different things out. Especially seeing all of the nail feeds everybody's posting of their Halloween stuff. I'm just like super inspired by all of you. You got some really creative stuff you've been doing. And there are so many different things that I want to try that I'm like kind of itching to do my nails always. So, yeah. Oh, and look, I'm using my new nippers, my fancy new nippers from Miss Stacy today. So I'm excited to use those too. They do actually feel a lot better holding them. The handle part of it is like better than my other ones. I thought my other ones were pretty good, but these are definitely better. So thank you, Stacy. I love them. And they are super sharp. Super sharp. So hopefully I won't bleed on camera. I'm not sure how YouTube is about blood. They may take my video down if that happens. So we'll have to be careful. No bleeding today. I already nicked my cuticle in a couple spots doing cleanup. So let's try not to do any more, right? So I want to get these all cleaned up because I want to put that matte coat on the top of them. So I'm going to cut off all my excess first here. Got a few little wrinkles at the top, but once I put the top coat on, those should be all set, I think, hopefully. It's because they're a little bit drier than a brand new strip, so they're kind of hard to get them to lay flat. But we'll get that straightened out with the top coat. So this color is not really an exact match to what was in the inspiration picture, but again, it doesn't have to be exact anyways, so I think it'll be a cute mix with the black. So it was actually pretty warm here today. It was like mid-50s, maybe 60s even. I'm not sure. I actually one point took the dog out, and I usually have my hooded sweatshirt on, and I was actually a little warm. But I'm in my PJs, so I wasn't taking my sweatshirt off. So I just stood out there hot, waiting for the dog to finish his business. So I don't know, how is it in your areas? Has it been cold? It's been cold here too. We had a real good stretch of like super cold weather, and now it's been warmed up a bit. But I've heard we're getting like we're gonna get a really cold blast because there's some like hot and cold fronts that are gonna like kind of run into each other, and then it's gonna flip around and the warm is gonna head towards the west coast, and the rest of us are gonna get frozen out. So we'll see. I guess if you live on the west coast, you're about to get some warmer weather. The rest of us are going to be freezing, apparently. This is what they're saying, but who knows? They always try and predict what the weather is going to be, and I feel like it's technically a science, but I don't know. I don't feel like they can really truly predict what's going to happen. They're just guessing, so I guess we'll find out. I hope it doesn't get too cold. I can't stand being too cold. I also can't stand being too hot. Yep, I'm one of those high maintenance people. I want the temperature just right. But trying to clip all the extra edges off of this so that it doesn't get messy when I put the top coat on. But all right, let's just move on here. So I'm gonna put my matte top coat on those and let it dry while I am doing my other fingers with the black. So, and even though I'm using the French tips, I'm doing full nails with the black on the other fingers. So, I'm going to use the whole strip, and you can do that. It works out pretty good. I'm going to try and smooth this out a little bit now that I've got some top coat on there. I cannot stand it when the sides are wrinkly like that, or the top is wrinkly. Ooh, that looks kind of cute with the matte top coat. I like it. What do you guys think? I think it's really cool the way it just like kind of instantly changes. But yeah, it's kind of cute, matte. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not usually one to go with I prefer my nails to be a glossy finish, but this is kind of cute. I'm here for it. So that's that part. Actually, it almost kind of looks better matte. I don't know. Maybe changing my mind. Shocker, right? I change my mind every 5 seconds, so nothing new. But I kind of like it. I'm just kind of gently using my pusher to smooth out some of those wrinkles around the side. Once the strip is wet with the top coat, sometimes you can do that, and then adding a little more top coat, just if you made any little bumps with the cuticle pusher, you can smooth it out with another coat. Okay, let's get our other hand done here. Gonna try and make this one a little bit shorter than the last one. Last one was pretty long because I was using all the different strips from the DIY kit. It's kind of hard to make a video with the DIY kit short unless you're not using much of what's in it. I mean, there's so many sets and stuff. It took me a little while, but I'm gonna try and make this one a little shorter for you guys. This was not originally the next one that I had planned, but once I saw it, I just wanted to do it like immediately. So I decided to switch up my plan. I think next week I'm going to do the one the mixed mani that I got from Amanda that had the skulls in it with the skull gems to put on the fingers. I think that's going to be the next one. We'll see. I haven't decided 100% yet, but I did a couple sets with orange, so I kind of wanted to do some different colors now. So I'm doing the neutrals and with this one, and then I was thinking I might do a purple set. But I have quite a few orange sets that I wanted to do because I have a couple old Halloween sets that I wanted to pull out that also have orange. So we'll see. What are you looking to see? What do you guys want to see for the next couple that I do? Do you want to see purple? Do you want to see totally different colors? I've seen a couple people do some Halloween stuff with like pink and colors like that you wouldn't normally think of as like spooky or Halloween-like, but they did like decals or other things to kind of make them Halloween-like. So you guys let me know. What do you want to see? What kind of colors do you want to see? That kind of thing. And I will try and find them. All right. So how I'm going to do this, and you can just, once the strip is on your finger, clean it up, but I am going to cut the corners on this a little bit because I don't want to have to do so much cleanup. So I'm going to kind of round my strip off a little bit on the bottom here before I put it on. Okay, not the best job, but it's good. Do I sound convincing? Did I convince y'all that I think it's good? All right, so I'm gonna do that. And this way I don't have quite as much to take off on the bottom after I put the strip on. Dang it, it's like sideways, but it's a little bit big, so that's good. It's still fine. It'll still work. We got this. I'm almost tempted to put the matte top coat on these too, just to see what it kind of looks like with a strip that has sparkles, but I don't know. I don't know if I could do a whole hand of matte strips. I think that's, I don't know. I feel like I can't do that. Because like I said, I think it looks cute on these, but I'm just not usually a matte person. I prefer that gloss. So I don't know. We'll see once we get it on there how it looks and see if I think it should be like all matching as far as the finish on them, you know, or if it'll look cute having that kind of mix of matte and glossy. I think having a mix of the matte and glossy finish is going to be better, but I don't know. The finger with the bats on it, I want to leave the bats glossy, but I'm going to have to put top coat. And if I put a glossy top coat, then that's going to take away the matte finish. I didn't think about that. I'm going to have to figure out how I do that. I might have to, no, even if I put clear as day, then that's going to take away the matte finish. All right, now we have a predicament. I'm going to have to figure out how I can do that, or we might just have the bats are going to have a matte top finish because you need to have a top coat over the decals. It just doesn't work without it. So the decals would come right off. So we may have matte bat. We may have matte finished bats. I don't know. All right, cleanup is taking way too long, so I'm not gonna torture you guys with that for too long here. I'm just gonna move on. And you can see the finished. No, this one is too small. I must have another pinky in here. I know I used the pinkies with the last set I did, but there we go. I think this is the right one. Yeah, that'll work. All right. Stay. I need to empty my trashes. They're like way too full. I have one of those little like rubbery trash bins. It's like a, kind of looks like a tulip or something. And I put my, you know, the fronts and the backings for the strips in there. The smaller trash goes in that because the little rubbery bin tends to help hold on to the plastic covers that, you know, like to stick to everything on you. So I like to use that to throw those away in. But then I have another little trash can that I use for the bigger trash that would fill up my little trash can in no time. I have a lot of stuff on my desk. I did a video with the last one to show you guys, and you saw I have a ton of stuff out on my nail desk. So all right, let's get this extra off here if I can. These nippers are definitely much better than my old ones. So thank you for these new ones. I really like them. Miss Stacy, they're great. They're so much sharper, and the blade part is a little thinner, so it's kind of easier to get it under the strip. Of course, as I say that, it doesn't want to do it, but it was on the bottom pretty good. So anyways. So what does everybody do for Halloween? Do you go trick-or-treating? Do you not go trick-or-treating? Do you like to sit at home and hand out the candy to the kids and see all the costumes? Do you hate Halloween altogether? I would think you probably wouldn't be watching me do these manicures right now if you hated Halloween altogether. So I'm guessing you like it. I still have littles, so I go and take them trick-or-treating. Usually my older son will stay to hand out candy to the few kids that venture far enough down the street to get candy from us. But I always get candy because I know if I don't, that'll be the one year that, you know, a whole horde of kids comes and we don't have any candy, and then they egg my house. So I always get candy, but we don't usually sit here to hand it out. My son will do it. Sometimes my stepdad will, and then me and my mom, we usually will take the kids around to do their trick-or-treat. Here in my town, they're doing trick-or-treat actually the day before, since it falls on Halloween falls on a Monday this year. They're actually doing trick-or-treat on Sunday, and they do it during the day. They don't want the kids out, you know, after dark doing stuff, so they do trick-or-treat from 2 to 4, which kind of takes I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter when you do it, but I just remember when I was a kid, we waited until it was dark, you know, and then we went around and did or at least till dusk. And then we went around the neighborhood and got the candy, and we knew all the houses that, like, oh, we got to get this one because they give out the full-size candy bars. And then my cousins and I would go back to the grandparents' house, and we would sit down on the living room floor with our haul and dump out our bags of candy and trade and pester our parents to check it so that we could eat some of it. And you know, it was just a all-night event. I thought that was fun, but I know it's also safer for the kids to be out when it's daylight and people can see, because, you know, people can't possibly drive a little slower because it's Halloween, and be careful of the kids, you know. So we have to get them out there early so that we're not risking anybody getting hit by a car or something. And I feel like it's kind of half and half here in the town too, as far as like whether or not people hand out candy. I live in kind of a small town, so we don't get, like, you know, hordes of trick-or-treaters, especially down the part of the town that I live in. It's a bit closer to the main road, the main highway. There's no sidewalk, so the kids don't tend to come down as far as my neighborhood. There's some littler, some more suburban areas of the neighborhoods with the sidewalks that the kids will go into those neighborhoods, so they have more people in their neighborhood that will hand out candy. But in my area of the town, they don't have a ton of people, so we're usually every like couple houses there's someone handing out candy, so you have to walk quite a bit too. And then the two churches in town hand out candy. The one church will do like, they do like a whole event. They have games and prizes and stuff for the kids down there, and so that's always good too. They like to go down there and get, you know, different stuff, not just the little candies. You know, they'll have chips and juice and hot chocolate and full-size candies. You know, we all loved getting the full-size candies when we were kids, so they'll have more stuff for them down at the churches. So we usually walk into town up to where the churches are for the kids to go trick-or-treating. And the fire station will do, they usually do, like, they have hot dogs and hot chocolate at the fire station. And so that part of being in a small town is pretty cool. We kind of have, they do a lot of stuff for the kids to try and make it special. So I like that. And of course the kids love it. I think Aiden has been asking me since October 1st, is tomorrow Halloween? Like, you know, it's, the kids can't wait for it to be Halloween and go trick-or-treating and all that jazz. So they'll have fun, and I'll get to steal some candy. So what is your favorite Halloween candy, or just candy in general? Mine is definitely peanut butter cups. Anything peanut butter and chocolate is like good in my book. So peanut butter cups are usually my favorite thing. I love them around the holidays when they do the like different shaped ones that have a whole lot more peanut butter in them than the regular peanut butter cups. That's my favorite. But, you know, I mean, pretty much any chocolate, I am down. I like it. I'm not super picky about candy, so let's see. Yeah, I'm going to use this one, I think. All right. My arm keeps getting stuck on the decals over here. are we at? Oh gosh, we're at 34 minutes already. I do try to make these shorter, but it just feels like I can't. I'd like to get them under half an hour, but I don't know. Maybe I need to start doing part of it before I come on so that we can get them a little bit shorter, because I feel like they're all really long. All right. We're getting there, though. The rest of it will be a little quicker, I think. Just the cleanup part always takes forever. And then using these strips that weren't meant to be full nails is a little tricky as well. So, all right. So I saw some people have gotten their Christmas sets already. I ordered them a few days after they launched, so I probably won't have mine until next week. But I'm excited to see them in person and see if they're actually as awesome as I'm expecting. So did any of you guys get your strips yet? Have you seen them? Did your favorite change once you saw them in person? That happens to me sometimes. I get them like on the site. I'm like, oh no, this is it. This is the best one. And then you get them in person and they look different, and you actually end up going, oh no, I actually like this one. I'm wondering if that will happen. If I'm really excited about the overlays for the colored overlays for the French tip ones, but I wonder, like if I'm going to get it and be like, it's not as fabulous as I thought it was. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm too excited about a colored overlay, but it might. You never know. I might get here and I might go, this is crap, but we'll see. Come on, get off. So I showed you guys Theo in my last video, my little puppers. He is 5 months now, I think. Yeah, he's 5 months old, I want to say. And I'm working not super successfully yet anyways, on housebreaking him, because I gotta put these up. They're driving me nuts that they keep touching my arm. He's just not getting it. Like, he knows he's got to go to the bathroom. I'll take him outside. He won't do anything. And then I bring him in the house. And like 2 seconds later, he's peeing or pooping on the floor, and I'm losing my mind. So I got a training collar for him. What am I doing? It's one of the ones that's like, so it has 3 levels on it. So you can do a beeping noise, and then a vibration. And then if you need to, there is also a shock on it. I don't foresee ever using the shock, especially on a little dude like him. He's so tiny. I don't know. Even though they say it's safe for his weight size, I don't see me using it. I just don't. But I had one for my other dog, Chase, who passed away in August. And it worked like a miracle for him. I had issues with him when we first got him with a lot of barking, just because he wasn't used to the different noises in our house. We have a factory that makes horse feed just up the street, and you hear the like machinery and stuff that's driving around, backing up and going beep, beep, a lot and stuff. And that, when he first, came to us, he would start barking all the time over that noise. And I, thought after a little bit of time, he would get used to it and stop. He didn't. And his name was very appropriate for him. We named him Chase. We did not realize at the time that that name would become so appropriate. The first few weeks to months that we had him, if someone came in and opened the door and didn't close it quick enough and he got out, he took off. We had gotten him from the pound, so I know how he ended up as a stray, because he was a runner, for sure. And so I was trying to deal with the barking and also the running, see if we could get him to stop doing that too. And it worked like a miracle. The barking stopped with just the beeping. He heard that beep noise the first time and was like, oh, I don't like that. And I think I had to do it once or twice for the barking, and he got, way better and started really only barking when it was appropriate, if there was someone outside or when we were coming home, times when it's appropriate for the dog to bark. He still barked, but, he didn't bark at every little noise like all the other dogs in the neighborhood would. Even sometimes when all of the other dogs were barking, he would just sit there like, what? So we trained him out of that pretty quickly, and it also worked miracles for the running. He stopped doing that. I was able to get him to come right back using, I did have to go up to the vibrate level a few times, but never really had to go up to the shock level on it. So I felt safe getting one for Theo, that I'm not going to have to use that part of it. I won't. If it came to that, I just wouldn't do it. But, so he's just very perturbed by this thing that Mommy has put around his neck, long story short. It's like, it's a collar with a little box on it, basically. But he's so tiny. The box is like, it's pretty big around his neck. It's kind of funny. It is made for a dog his size. But, it's still, it has to be, they can't make it. They can only make it so small. It has electronic functions in it that are needed. So, they can't make it like micro just because the dog is so small, And the first time that I did the little beep, the look on his face was just too funny. He literally stopped dead what he was doing, put his head straight up and looked like, what was that? It was just too funny, because, there are times when I will sit there and I'm calling his name and I'm trying to talk to him and tell him what to do, and he completely ignores me, like I'm not even talking. So to have him like sit up straight at attention like that and go like, what was that? It was kind of funny. So we'll see how it works. So far, it seems to actually be helping. He went to the bathroom in the house this morning. He does that pretty much every morning. He jumps up out of the bed before everybody else, and will sometimes end up, we're all still sleeping, and he goes in the hallway and does his business. And he did this morning, and I kind of brought him over to it and told him no and pushed the button, and he was like, oh, what's that? He didn't poop in the house the rest of the day. And then I caught him once when he was trying to pee in the house and pushed the button. It did the little beep. He freaked out a little bit, and he hasn't peed in the house again since either. So fingers crossed, I'm pretty hopeful that this is going to work and he will stop going to the bathroom in my house, because I cannot stand it. It's driving me crazy. Because I feel like he's a pretty smart dog. Like, he knows. You can tell. Like, when I tell him no about something, he will then go to the next thing, like, that he knows he's not supposed to do. You know what I mean? So it's almost like he's a little kid. He knows. He's a smart dog, so I feel like he should be able to get this. So he just needs a little help, maybe, and understanding, because he's still a little puppers. He's not that old yet. So fingers crossed this is going to work, and we'll get him house trained by like the end of the week, I think. I'm gonna predict the end of the week we have no more accidents. That's what I would like to see. because he's such a sweet little dog. He is. He's a little lover. He just wants to be with us all the time and cuddle. I tried crate training because I've done that with my other dogs. Tried put him in the crate at night and when we're not home, and he just doesn't want anything to do with it. He was barking and barking and barking and barking, and I just can't take that. So I end up letting him out and letting him come sleep with us. So now he's sleeping in my bed every night, which I was trying to avoid. I didn't want to do that, but he is. So, because I can't handle it when he's sitting there barking and whining, and I know all he really wants is just to come and snuggle with me. I mean, that would be a heartless beast, right? If I could look at that cute little bug-eyed face and tell him, no, you can't sleep with mommy. Just don't have it in me. So the crate training thing has not worked. I want to still be able to put him in there when we leave, but I know the poor little guy's in there whining and barking when we're gone. And I don't like that. But, I mean, for the most part, he comes with me everywhere that I can bring him. You know, there's some heartless people out there in the world that won't let me bring him in with me everywhere I go. And I don't want to leave him in the car. I have recently, because it's been, you know, the weather's been just right where it's not too cold, it's not too hot, so he can sit in the car and he's fine. And he really likes to be able to just go with me. So if I leave the house, he wants to go. But for the times that I can't bring him, I really do want to be able to get him going in the crate while we're not home, because I feel like if he has free reign of the house, he is a little smart aleck. And he will run around and do stuff he's not supposed to. I can just see it. So I'm going to try and get him in the crate when we're not here. But at night, it just doesn't work. He knows I'm upstairs, and he wants to just come lay down with me. So, all right. Let's put these away for another time. And then we'll get our nail decal. Oh, no, wait. Duh, Heather. One of these nails I need to do like a half pointed French tip. Uh-oh. I think I woke up one of the babies talking.
Mommy.
Yes?
Can you turn the light on again?
I sure can. I'll be right there. All right, I'm going to pause you guys for a second. I'll be back. Okay. So, sorry, I'm back. I can't decide how I want to do the V-tip. If I want to do them sideways like this, or if I want to try and cut a V out of it. I think it's going to be easier to just do them like sideways. So I'm going to cut this strip actually like right down the middle. And then this one, it was like a more deep V-tip. And I'm going to try and do that. So we'll see here. Like it was more of a, kind of had a high line to it, you know? You know what I'm saying? So we really want it to come to like this more steep point in the middle. I wonder, is this enough to do? It might be. It might be. Let's see. All right. I want it to come up like more. There we go. No. Not like that. I want it higher. I think like that is how. Let's see how it looks, and then we can correct a little on the other side if we need to. I got a little the silver on there. There we go. All right. That's cute. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Still not quite sure how I'm gonna like seal these with top coat without doing either matte or high gloss on both parts. I can't figure that part out. You guys will have to let me know what you think, how I could have done it to seal the strip, but keep, I guess I could try and do like the matte just on the bottom and then put my regular top coat over the black part and try not to touch the other part of the strip. We'll see. I don't know if that will work or not. I think it might be a little hard to do, and I don't know that it would seal them in really well either. Usually when I'm doing something like this where I've got the layers like that, I want to have my top coat to kind of like even everything out, you know? But I may have to play with it because I kind of like the whole, what's the word? The big like $5 word. The juxtaposition of the shiny and the matte together like that. So I don't know. Gonna have to try and figure it out, I think. All right. But I do really like that, this like V-tip over the Giza sands. It looks cute. I think it looks cute anyways. What do you guys think? Do you like it? I do. I do. They are my nails, so I guess it's probably really all that matters, right? Is that I like it. But all right, let's do the other side real quick. And then we'll pop on our nail decals, and I'll have to let you know after what kind of, how I figured out doing the matte and the gloss, whether or not I was able to figure out a way to make them work. Because this is already running pretty long. I'm not gonna have you guys sit here and watch me try and figure that out too. So, all right. But I really like this kind of super deep V on the tips. I like that. I may do that again for something else because that's, I feel like it's making my nails look a little bit longer, you know, because they're super short right now. And I do like my nails short, but I would like them just a little bit longer. But they haven't been growing very well for me. I was taking a hair, skin, and nails vitamin, and I had stopped taking it because I started a different multivitamin. I may need to get back to my hair, skin, and nails one so that my nails start growing a little better, because I feel like they're growing really slow. You know, if I'm filing like edges off on my nails and stuff, I feel like it's not growing back that little bit that was filed off. So I need to give them a little boost, I guess, because they're not breaking. The only thing is I'm filing my nails a lot because I'm changing my sets all the time, and then I'm, you know, after they've cured up and I'm like kind of filing off the little bits at the edge, that's pretty much the only thing that I'm doing, and that seems to be making them a lot shorter. So I think they're just not recovering as quickly as they normally would have. They're really strong. Like, my nails are so strong, the strongest they've probably ever been. Like, they don't bend. They're not all weak like they used to be. And that's definitely due to always having the nail strips on. I think it's allowed them to really grow in, and I have good, healthy nails there now. It's just, they're short. Ow! I just stabbed myself with those. Ooh, those are sharp. Okay. So, get this little extra bit off here. So the Inspiration Manicure has 3 bats on the fingernail with the bats. I doubt I'm going to fit 3 on my short nails, because obviously the Inspiration Manicure was on extremely long nails. And mine are way, way shorter. So I wouldn't have gotten the same amount on there unless they were really tiny bats. And the bats that came on my stickers there are not tiny. So I'm definitely not going to get 3. I'm going to try and fit 2, though, on there, I think. And then they just had a little black dot on these ones. I might put a little decal there. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided if I'm going to pull out the teeny tiny hole punch and do a black dot, or if I'm going to do a water slide decal on that part. All right, but let's get this out, and I'm going to cut these so I can work with it a little easier here. Also, I'm not sure if I'm going to put anything on the thumb. I would like to use the sugar skulls, but maybe I'll use them in something else, because I really kind of like the just plain simplistic way this looks right now, and I don't want to put a ton of stuff on there and kind of muddy it up, you know. I just want to have it stay that sort of really basic, I think. So, all right. Let's see. I'm going to try and use the 2 bats that are here with the sugar skulls, because those are a little smaller. And then maybe like these ones, because they're a little sideways, you know? So like 2 flying straight and 2 flying sideways would be kind of cute, since I can't fit as many on there. All right, let me see if I can do this without losing any of my sugar skulls here. Although I don't really like the ones that are next to the bats anyways. I prefer these ones on the top here, but let's cut those guys out. And then put this stuff back up here out of the way. And then I want these 2 that are a little sideways, so I'm going to cut this into a square here. Get that out of the way. This one actually has little eyeballs and stuff on it. Those are cute. I definitely might use those in something else. And I love the little witch's hat and the candles. Ooh, maybe the candles would be... Okay, let's just get concentrating on the bats, Heather, and we'll get to that. All right, so I want these 2 that are kind of doing a little sideways takeoff here. And we'll put those ones near the bottom, and then I'll put the other 2. So let's see. All right. Take off the plastic. The plastic. And then we want to cut it as close as possible. You can kind of see the line on the decal itself. So you want to cut it as close as possible to that. So you don't have too much hanging off around the edges. Oh my goodness. So the dog is in the living room snoring. Can you hear it? It's so loud. Like, I feel like you guys have to be able to hear that. I really cannot believe that that sound is coming out of an animal that is like 7 or 8 pounds. It's like a full-grown person laying next to me snoring when I'm trying to sleep at night sometimes, and I'm like, you're literally like not even the size of a like Cornish hen, you know, like he's so tiny, but he makes so much dang noise. My goodness. So these are the water slides again. I did not take out something to blot. Okay, let's here, switch hands, Heather, rather than trying to reach over yourself. Dingbat. Okay, get a little cotton out of I have these really cute, like, hammered copper canisters that I keep my cotton and my nail clips in for taking off the nail polish with. All right, come on, little guy. Yeah, oh, I almost had him. Almost had him. Come on. There we go. Okay. All right, so I kind of want him like right here, I think. Ooh. Look at his little cutie butt. I like it. Okay, and then let's get the one for the top. I cut a little more off of him. And we're gonna plunge him into the water. These ones are the same directions as the other ones. It said to plunge it into the water. I don't know why I find that amusing, but I do. Can't just place it in the water. We have to plunge it. Drown it. Yeah, I think I'm not going to put any extra anything. I really like the kind of simplistic, just having the bats on the one finger, and I think I will pull out the dot from hell to put a little tiny dot of black there, like there was in the other one. But I think I really like it more on the simple side, so just the strips and the bats and nothing too super crazy. Oh, come on, little guy, don't fold up on me, just... What do you guys think? I think it came out pretty cute. I think I like it. And the second half of the video is already at 16 minutes, so I'm probably going to stop here, and you guys can see the finished product in the nail fees after, especially once it's cleaned up and I have some oil on my cuticles and they don't look dry as Hades like they do right now. So I'm going to stop there. you'll be able to, this snail is going to be the same as that, just putting the little water slide decals on. But okay, so I think that is it for this one. Let me know in the comments what you think, what you want to see, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Have a good one. Bye.